Everyone, and welcome back to Emkin Gardening. Today we're going to be planting some perennials in front of our lilacs. This is a continuation of our hibiscus bed. It kind of wraps around and meets our pine tree bed. We have two lilacs, one that is light white, like cream, and one that is the traditional like lavender, light purple color. They are getting a lot bigger, so we've decided to put some summer blooming perennials in front of them that can kind of pick up where they leave off after they bloom in the spring. Both of these lilacs are early blooming, so they are done blooming around the beginning to middle part of May. So we want to be putting perennials in front of them that will be starting to grow in May, so the bulk of their growth has already started by June. We're in the end of July right now, and as you can see, they are in full bloom. These were blooming at the beginning of July, end of June, so I think it's going to be a perfect little early bloom and then middle bloom to the end of the blooming year in the fall. Now in the middle, we have something very different. Right here we have our quince. Now this is a beautiful early bloomer that has red kind of rose type blooms that start from the base of the plant and then bloom up. So what we really want to make sure is the plant that goes right in front of them is a little bit late to start and stays pretty low to the ground so that those quince can be seen during that early time and you don't have early growth of these perennials kind of blocking all of that growth. So we picked the perfect plants to go in front of this little section of the bed, and we're going to tell you about them right now. So on the left side of the bed, we already have a beautiful light pink rose in the ground that has bloomed. It's in the lull, but it just started putting out new growth for the second half of the summer. So we wanted to mirror that on this side. So we got one of Proven Winners' brand new roses for this year, the Reminiscent Pink. This is a beautiful old-fashioned rose with that traditional smell, beautiful double petaled. It goes down to a zone 4, so it's perfect for our area. And this is going to get about 4 feet tall by 2 feet wide. These lilacs are going to continue to get bigger. These are really, really big lilacs, so we're not worried about competing heights here. So I think the 4 feet, when it gets up to that, is going to be beautiful. This has suffered a lot of heat damage from this summer. We've had crazy summers, as I'm sure you all have known. Lots of water and rain and thunderstorms, and then crazy heat and humidity. So I think it's going to be very, very happy once we get it in the ground and it has a little bit of protection there. So we're planning on putting this wonderful Reminiscent Pink Rose right here about in front of one of our lilacs. This is the white lilac. So we'll have roses on either side, and then right inside of that we have 2 purple coneflowers. Now this coneflower we actually transplanted from the vegetable bed in the driveway, so it's in just a random pot, but it's doing amazingly with the transplant. So this is one of the purple coneflowers, and here is the other one. There's a little honeybee on here, so I'm being a little gentle. But these will get down to a zone 4, so again, perfect for us. They do get kind of tall for us, about 3 feet by almost 2 feet wide. So it's going to fill in pretty nicely in this spot. And I think the contrasting flower textures between the rose petals and the beautiful echinacea is going to look great. Same color palette though, which I like. And then right in the middle, to make sure that we don't compete with those quince blooms, we have a Wheee Hosta from Proven Winners. We love Wheee Hostas. They're pretty much our favorite Hosta from Proven Winners because they stay so compact. They're going to get about 18 inches tall by about 2 feet wide, so they spread out more than they do grow up. They do have, this one just gone out of bloom, beautiful blooms on this calyx, and the stalk you can just trim off, and that's totally fine unless you wanted to keep it on for a texture. But what's beautiful about the Wheee Hosta is the ruffly leaves and the wonderful creamy margin that's on the perimeter of the foliage. So the Wheee Hosta is the only one that isn't going to like a lot of sun. Everything else is full sun. This is I would say a part sun location because the cherry tree is right in front of me and it blocks quite a bit of the sun during the day. So I think these ones will be getting a part sun, and this hopefully will be okay with that much sun. It's typically a part shade to shade plant. So we'll see how well it does, but I think the Wheee Hosta is going to come up last. So it's going to kind of allow that quince to bloom without impeding on that show. All right, so how are we going to do this? We have not taken out any of the grass in this area. We're going to wait because of kind of where this spot is. It's going to end up probably just kind of maintaining the grass, but we want to get these into the ground first. And then if we need to kind of take like a spade and remove the grass around it later on, we can. But we want to make sure that these are in the ground and they are living their best life before we worry about any of that. So we're going to dig holes with a shovel. We're not going to use an auger. Some of these pots are just a little bit too big. So we're going to use a shovel to dig. We're going to use our biotone starter fertilizer and probably some new soil on top just to kind of boost that nutrition that they might not be getting from our sandy soil that we have right here in this spot. But it should be pretty easy, pretty quick. Only 4 plants. So let's get on it. So even with the shovel, that was a super easy job. Everything is tucked in. They got fresh soil and fertilizer. I really like how they're placed. They're further enough away from the lilacs and the quince to kind of give them space that way, but they're really nicely in line with our pine tree bed and going into this space over here. There's a little bit of a space right here to get to the wasabi back there, which is good because that needs some space as well. But we already have honeybees everywhere. We're gonna water it in, and then we're really excited for these brand new perennials to finish out the summer in lots of beautiful blooms. So if you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to Empkin Gardening. We hope you're having a fantastic Saturday, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.